Hi everyone. My guest today is Bohdan Pyrih. He's a founder and the CEO at EverREST. And please introduce yourself and tell more about your company.
Sure. Hi, Danny. And hi, guys. My name is Bohdan, and I am CEO and founder of a software development company called EverREST. Our main focus is Salesforce. Right now, we have more than 20 of complete projects. We have office in Lviv, Ukraine, and we built our own network of Salesforce experts, which we interviewed ourselves. And yeah, we have experience in Salesforce clouds, mainly sales, service, experience, and marketing cloud. Additionally, we provide marketing support to our customers. We have experience in integration of these custom tools and in custom integrations within the Salesforce system, right? We work with Twilio, we work with TrueDialog, we work with QuickBooks, and we work with Equifax and more. Yeah. That's the main cut in my head. So yeah, currently we are actively investigating how AI can help our customers to automate their business. But I will dive into that more later.
hmm Okay, nice. Just curious. First of all, I will leave the link to the website of your company in the description. So if you're listening on YouTube or Spotify or Google, you can go to the website of Everest and check it out yourself. But out of curiosity, how large is your team now? The number of employees?
Yeah, sure. So currently there are 11 full-time employees in our company.
Nice, nice. Well, let's then go through our topics, going back to um, your story and how did you become an entrepreneur. Can you share more about your journey and how did that happen?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So first of all, my father was an entrepreneur, and from the childhood, I saw how hard he works to get everything necessary for our family, and even more than the most necessary stuff, right? And I mean, the main goal that he has for his life was to have everything that he needs for his old days when he will have will be in age, let's call it like that. And for me, he's like absolute authority and real source of learning. So during my life, I always try to follow his example, and in business, in some home stuff, or like in my personal life. And yeah, I mean, from the childhood, I was pretty sure that I would like to be the entrepreneur too. So, I mean, in my time when I was in school, the IT industry was really, really popular in Ukraine. And I mean, during my school days, I was already pretty sure that I would like to go there directly, to jump there and to become someone great in this industry. So when there was like time and in the ending of the school, like what will be my specialty, it wasn't really hard for me to say like, hey, I want to go to the IT industry. And by the way, how I found my first job, the friend of mine, he's a bit older than me. When I was at the first year in the university, he already worked in IT company, the Ukrainian IT company, and that company was providing Salesforce services to the US customers. And he showed me like what do he usually do, how the work looks like, what processes do they have there, and what I was keen on, that they provided kind of the business automation. So you can become like the software developer, but you directly work within the business. You work with sales reps, you automate the sales process. You need to understand like how the sales process goes. So yeah, in parallel, I started to read like what CRM it is, how it builds, what basic principles does it have, who used this CRM, and the main factor was how much it costs. Because as everybody knows, Salesforce is really, really expensive stuff. So then I understood that it's really expensive tool and implement it costs a lot. So I totally understood that it should be something what I should work with in future. And that's how my journey started. So I had like few interviews, and then I got to my first company and start my journey as Salesforce developer and administrator. By the way, in this first company, I found like friends, and with these friends, we start our own company. So that was the time when I understood that I should create my own company, because in my life there was a period like of the preparation, and that was kind of the preparation me as entrepreneur, because I studied a lot, I worked a lot there, I communicated with the customers. I was kind of not only developer or administrator, right? I was like a consultant for them. I designed the stories, understood the business stories, analyzed them, and transferred them to the technical perspective. So that probably was my strong side. It was pretty long journey, and it wasn't really quick for me, because there were like lots of the long days for me, long working nights. I mean, I wasn't really tech person in the beginning, so that's why to overcome the challenges that I had to work a lot. So when somebody says that in the IT industry everything is pretty easy and you just need to go earn money, that's not true. So yeah, that's probably about me.
Mm-hmm. So now you work in your company full time, or you still have side jobs to have some additional source of income?
I'm currently working full time in my company. I mean, it's pretty hard to combine stuff because there is lots of the actions where, I mean, we are a small company, so that's why I need to cover lots of different roles. I need to take a part into the sales, control the lead gen process. Also, thanks God, I have the founders who are responsible for the delivery part. So that's already easier, but still accounting and stuff like that.
And are you fully bootstrapped, or did you um, raise some funding rounds to support the budgeting of the company?
No, not really. We didn't get any kind of the budgeting from the side. We started our own. It was pretty organically. I mean, I started kind of the freelancing after my role ended up, my last role. And during the freelancing, the customer said me, "Hey, you know what? You're doing like great job, and I believe you can find like pretty great guys the same as you." And I say, "Hey, okay, you know what? I will try." So that's how my journey started.
Mhm. So now you're making enough money to pay all of the 11 employees in your company. So you're pretty much profitable at this point, as far as I understand.
Yes. I mean, some of the employees are assigned to the project, uh, so they cover their expense by themselves. So that's probably the reason, right? We have two, no, three actually not billable roles, which is me, which is our marketer, and which is lead game. The rest of the team are like billable guys, so they receive like the money for the job they do directly from the customer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. Well, now you have had this journey. probably have seen ups and downs and things you did that were probably that you probably think were mistakes that you want to share with people to prevent them from doing them. So, do you have any lessons or things like that to share with the audience?
Actually, I have few. I mean, during my journey, I started reading lots of the business literature from like Rich Dad Poor Dad, and my last book was like Ask Your Mother. And there were like first tries for me to find customers, but I wasn't really qualified or qualified enough in lead generation. And I mean, on that time, I even wasn't aware that there is such industry as lead generation. So there were like first tries to build my own agency, and they failed. I uh, I found not really not good projects. Let's call it like that. It was kind of the shadow development or stuff like that. We charged not a lot of money, and customers were paying us low budgets. So that's why this model wasn't really able to scale. So if you are trying to build your agency, don't work in shadow development. That's not the best place to start. But it was really, really hard and really, really learned me a lot. And I mean, from the communication with the team, communication with the client, to have like interviewing processes, to offer some options to the customers. So it's like equipped me with new skills. But anyway, the business fails due to business model wasn't prepared enough from my side. So that was totally my mistake. And yeah, after that, I took a pause, joined the full-time role for some time, to take a break, to recover a bit, and started from scratch. So actually, currently it's my EverREST version 2, which is a bit outdated. And yeah, I mean, what I can say, like the main mistakes are like you need to understand that you need to solve some challenge for the customer, right? Until you totally understand what it means, you won't be able to succeed in this sphere, because there are tons of different companies that are doing the same, that are automating businesses, implementing CRM, and until you have like clear value proposition for your customer, it will be very hard for you to sell your services and to find your ideal customers. And the only option without that, I mean, the most affordable option for you will be shadow development or stuff like that. But when you search for the customers, you need to be really clear on that. What problem for them are you going to solve, and what results they will achieve with help of your services. So that's kind of the lesson that I learned. That was a hard lesson for me. And second lesson is never give up. I mean, even if it's hard, it should be hard. Otherwise, everyone can do this. And even when it's hard, you need to continue working, or take a break, take a breath, and keep going. So that's definitely like two mistakes that I can highlight through my journey.
Mm-hmm. And how do you figure out this value proposition? How do you understand that the customer indeed has this problem that you're trying to solve? How do you make it specific and concrete and are 100% sure that you're doing the right thing? Because in my journey, what I noticed I was coming up with some ideas. I had, hey, customer has this problem and this one because I think so. I tried to talk to them, but it wasn't clear if they really do have it or not. Like you have these like voices. One person says, yeah, yeah, it'd be great if you build this, just do it and then try to sell it. Other person says no, don't do it, and it's kind of unclear. It's a mess. You still build it, and at the end it doesn't work. So how do you figure out this value proposition and problem as fast as possible without losing all of the money that you have?
I mean, first of all, in my opinion, before building something, you need to find customers first. You need to sell the software that you're planning to develop to the customers without actually having this software right now. And there are tons of the techniques of the right questioning. By the way, the last book that I read about the business was Ask Your Mother. It's actually a book about how to how to um, how to give the right questions to the customers to figure out um, where there is true and where is something untrue, or where somebody lies to you. I mean, for me, it was pretty clear that CRM should save your time and save your money. So what I figure out, there are lots of the companies right there who are doing lots of the manual work. Let me describe the example. So, I mean, recently we got a great experience of the AI implementation with Salesforce, which I'm actually proud of. This integration helps our customers to save about 156 hundredths hours annually, if I remember correctly. I mean, let me describe the case. Our integration almost removes the manual work of their sales reps, and they allow them to concentrate more on the higher priority tasks, such as closing more deals, generating more opportunities, converting leads, and finding new customers, and actually sell their services or sell software or anything that you're going to sell, right? I mean, every business wants to reduce their expenses, improve the customer service, and increase the revenue. So that's actually what we help to achieve companies. So in this specific case, we were able to generate about 5x of ROI for our customer. Let me just place the math here, right? So we had 15 people in the company, and each of them spent almost 4 hours per day on copying data from the PDF files to the Salesforce manually. And hourly rate of each of them was about, let's call it like $30. Right? It doesn't put too high and too low, so the middle line. So let's multiply. It's like 15 people per day multiplied to 4 hours, and we have about like 260 working days in the US. And if we multiply like 150, sorry. If we will multiply like 15 to 4 and then multiply it like to 260, we will receive like 156 hundredths, right? So that's the amount of the hours that our customer was losing annually. And if we multiply like 156 hundredths to $30 rate, it will be about $500,000 spendings annually for not really big company. And what challenges we solved there? The challenges that we solved there was like, it's pretty long, right, to spend 4 hours on daily basics. There is ability to get like mistake because users are inputting data from one place to the another, which means there is possibility of human factor, which can lead to the errors. And the final problem that we solved here was it was really expensive for them to lose about $500,000 per year. So what we actually did, we integrated the Salesforce into their, we integrated the AI into their Salesforce that was reading information from the files and putting them directly to their Salesforce system. And instead of the 15 people, they needed only 3 of them just to verify after AI that everything works smoothly and there are no errors and stuff like that. So that's definitely how we work. So we understand the pains. But when you're pretty on the beginning of your journey, you doesn't have such value proposition yet, you need to act really small and really quickly. You need to, first of all, I suggest you to read Lean Startup book, and there you will understand that you should do like 1 week or 2 week iterations for your idea. And when you have the idea, you need to try to sell somebody this idea to get some money for this idea. And after that, you can start on building like proof of concept or MVP. Because when you call the customers, I mean, I did a cold calling personally to build my value proposition. And I heard a lot. I heard like, hey, you know what, when you will develop it, we will be your first customer. Hey, you know what, that's actually a great idea. We will definitely buy it from you. But you know what, it's not actually the truth, right? So, and I wasn't aware that I should say, hey, if you want, you can pay like 10% right now after I will present you like POC or MVP specifically for your business, and you can pay the rest. So that's actually how you need to act, because without this, they pay you some small amount or they like intro you to their other founder. It's just the spaghetti in your ears. Let's call it like that.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. And it's funny how you say you need to sell before building a product, because that's exactly what we did with our company Narada, and you pre-ordered our product, which is coming up very soon. So you basically did I basically did what you said, and you were the customer. So that's a very great insight, and this is also something that I've learned over my journey, because like until a company or a person pays, you cannot confirm or deny if they're really interested in purchasing the product. So I do completely agree with that, and I appreciate your sharing that. So since we're running out of time, a couple of points. First of all, um, where you are with EverREST now, where you going, and what will be your next steps in building the company or maybe in your personal life?
Great question. Thank you for that. So actually, we would like to scale. We would like to make our presence in the US like in bigger amount. We would like to grow our company. I believe for 16-90% this year, because we found the niche where there are really low amount of the competitors and the expertise in the market. And I believe it's actually doable for us. I mean, we save companies a lot. ROI is like 5-6 per project after our services. And yeah, the only thing is preventing us from growing is like time, because I doesn't want to scale too fast, because when you scale too fast, it's really easy for you to actually fail. So that's why I would like to make it slow, but consistency is a key. So actually, I believe that we can get the numbers, but anyway, I'm a fan of moving like slowly but consistently.
Okay. And on your personal goals, like overall, where do you see yourself like in 10 years? Where are you going? Are you still gonna run your current company, or do you think of potentially exiting and starting something else? Living in some islands with $1 million or something. What do you think?
So probably that is kind of the pros and cons in me, that it's actually really hard for me to just do nothing. I mean, I'm such kind of the person, when I go to the vacation, I spend there like 2 weeks, and for the second week I already, you know what, I want to go back to work. There's lots of things I can do. So yeah, I mean, I can believe that I will be such kind of the person that will just lay on the beach and controlling everything from the phone. Uh, but I believe that I will scale EverREST to 100 or 200 of people, and after that it will be able to like grow organically without my critical input. So I will take a part more on the consulting part of the small businesses or the startups, because I believe that when you rise the company, when you grow the company like that, you have a lot of the experience that you can easily share. And I'm actually a really open person, so I like to give some advices or getting advices. So I believe that will be my point. More like consultative approach to the young entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks for sharing that. And the last thing, do you have any last words, advice, or anything you want to share with the audience that you haven't yet?
I mean, definitely, I doesn't recommend everybody to go to the entrepreneur life, because what you need to understand, it's really really hard. So how my daily routine looks like: I wake up, go to the gym and work, then I get back to the home and I go sleep, and I doesn't have weekends. I doesn't have life outside of the work. And I usually hear that people say like, hey, I can easily combine, get like work-life balance. But when you are true entrepreneur and you would like to build something huge, there will be lots of the long nights without rest, and that's actually what you need to understand. But more important here is that you should you should never quit. If you decide that you are going to go this way and build this startup or application or company, you should never quit. That's the most important that you need to understand, because there will be lots of the hard times in your journey when the most people quit. But if you don't quit, you will be the best. That's probably all that I would like to share.
Yeah, that's a great piece of advice. The links to Bogdan's company and his LinkedIn will be in the description. I'm glad to have had you here today. Thanks for sharing all of your lessons. I'm glad to have you back in the future here, and I hope that your goals succeed and the company will grow and you will be where you want to be. So thanks again for coming.
Thank you, Danny, for inviting me. That's a great pleasure.